Hi, I'm John at Pantheon Systems, and welcome to Configuring JetBrains PhpStorm IDE. In this segment, I'm going to demonstrate how to set up PhpStorm 7 for on-server development directly on Pantheon. Let's get started. PhpStorm is an integrated development environment. An IDE is designed for assisting in software development with tools for source code editing, debugging, and workflow. With that context, PhpStorm is a commercial IDE that is optimized for PHP development, and as of version 7 includes expanded built-in Drupal support. There are few steps required to set up on-server development with your Pantheon site, but they're very straightforward and fast. First, I'm going to check out my site code using Git. From the dashboard, I'm going to copy the URL of my code repository, then I'll switch to a terminal. I'm going to be putting the sites in a directory called projects. You can put them wherever you'd like. I'm going to use git clone and paste the URL. Excellent, the codebase has been transferred. The next step is to open up PhpStorm. I'm going to create a new project from existing files. I've already downloaded the source code, so source files are in a local directory. I'm going to set up server synchronization later. Click Next. It'll ask me where my project root is. In my case, it's in Users, John, Projects, and the project is named PhpStorm. Click Project Root, then Finish. The PhpStorm project is now visible, and I can fix that unregistered git root error by clicking Configure. It'll ask me where the root is. I'll click Add Root, and click Apply. Git correctly shows that I'm on the master branch. Before I proceed, let's configure Drupal settings for the project. I'm going to go up to PhpStorm Preferences, go up to Drupal, and click Enable Drupal Integration. It'll ask me for the Drupal installation path. If I hit the ... it's going to default to the project directory. The version, in my case, is going to be Drupal 7, and that's all that's needed for Drupal configuration. Click Apply, then switch to PHP so we can match Pantheon's environment settings. We use PHP 5.3, and for the interpreter, local PHP. Click Apply. The next step is optional but recommended, enabling Drush support. Drush is the Drupal shell utility which Pantheon supports. Go up to Command Line Tool Support and click Plus. It'll ask me to choose a tool. I'm going to choose Drush and click OK. It'll ask me where Drush is installed. In my case, it's in User, Local, Bin, Drush, Drush. Click OK. If successful, it'll tell me that it's found commands. Click OK, and the changes will be automatically applied. By adding Drupal support, PhpStorm will automatically add the include files, includes, modules, and cite all modules. The next step is to configure on-server development. At this point, you want to put your dev environment into SFTP mode. From the Pantheon dashboard in the Dev environment on the Code tab, just click SFTP for the connection mode. Then, click SFTP connection info and copy the host name. Back in PhpStorm, we're going to configure the deployment settings, which are under Tools, Deployment, Configuration. I'm going to click Plus to add a server. For the name, I'm going to give the name of the project followed by the environment, which in this case is PhpStorm-dev, and the type is SFTP. Click OK. Then, paste the host name. The port will always be 2222. And for the username, we're going to have to go back to the dashboard, copy, and paste. The auth type password can use the Pantheon dashboard password, but if you're like me, I don't prefer to type things, so I'll just switch it down to key pair, which will use my private key file, which in my case is in users.john.ssh id_RSA. Click Test SFTP Connection to make sure it works. Fantastic, I connected. For the root path, click Auto Detect, and it configures the root folder. Next, go to the Mappings tab. The local path is fine. The deployment path will be the same as if you SFTP'd directly into the site, so your executable code is stored in /code. The web path on server is the actual Pantheon dashboard environment, which it doesn't know where it is. It guessed it, but it's not quite right. So, from the Pantheon dashboard, we can close out of the SFTP info and copy the link address of the development site. Paste it in, and click OK. Now that the server's been added, we can set up automatic upload by going to Tools, Deployment, Automatic Upload, and it should be enabled. Let's make a change and see this in action. Go to Sites, Default, and open settings.php. I'm going to search for fast_404, which is off by default. I'm going to uncomment that and save. Notice this will open up a file transfer window for automatic upload. If I switch back over to the Pantheon dashboard, the file change has been shown already, and the diff includes the change that I made. PhpStorm also has a number of helpers, such as if I select the function name, right-click, I can go to Search in Drupal API. And it'll bring me to the Drupal API's documentation for that particular function. Let's test out one more piece of functionality. Go to Tools, Run Command. We're going to run a drush command now that we've configured it. So I'm going to type drush. Notice that it will try to autocomplete now. If I type DL for download, it'll prompt me for the next argument, which in this case is the list of projects that I'd like to download. I'm going to download generate_errors and hit enter. The project's been downloaded, and if I go to All, Modules, the Generate Errors folder is shown there. However, if I go to File Transfer, I notice that it hasn't been automatically uploaded. This is because the file change took place outside of PhpStorm. To upload the newly downloaded files, just right-click and go to Upload to PhpStorm. The module's been transferred, and if I go back to the dashboard, I can see the file changes. To review, a couple steps are required to set up on-server development using PhpStorm. First, you'll need to check out the codebase using Git. Then, create the project within PhpStorm using the local copy of the site's codebase. The project should be configured to include Drupal support, which will make development a lot easier. Finally, set up SFTP uploading to allow files to be automatically transferred to the Pantheon development environment. Feel free to share and like this video and subscribe on YouTube to the Git Pantheon channel to learn more about how to get the most out of Drupal sites and Pantheon. I'm John from GitPantheon.com. Thanks for watching.